all their hopes bet on like, all my wrinkles are going to go with one cream and one serum. And it's like, where has our common sense gone? No training or background in beauty. It's really confusing. Like, oh, what skin type am I? What products do I need? Skin is an organ, so it's attached to your bloodstream. So if your blood is toxic or has toxins in it, I wanted to make a video about the ugly side of beauty therapy. And what do I mean by that? I mean that there's just so much noise in the beauty world, beauty products, treatments, skincare. There's just so much noise. It's like they're creating confusion on purpose and making things out to be more complicated than they are. So I have a background in spa therapy work, is beautician, even medi-spa, lots of things like that. So I wanted to delve into the world of, like, I call it the ugly side, but what I really mean is how like fluffy and superficial, and people get caught up in it. And if you've no training or background in beauty, it's really confusing. Like, oh, what skin type am I? What products do I need? And oh, all this like this Korean skincare type, like this look, this trend, this, like, there's always something new, clean girl aesthetic, always the latest. That's really hard to keep up. So what I wanted to do with all this knowledge just sitting up there in my brain and not being used, I kind of use it and apply it to myself, or I help friends maybe with a bit of skincare advice here and there if they ask. But honestly, it's all like, I just want to share it because it's great insight, because now I'm a customer myself, stay-at-home mom. So it's like I can see both sides of the coin, because when you're selling beauty products to your client, you are helping them. It's a full service, it's a full routine you're giving them. People just really like don't understand products or the significance of them or where they slot in to their routine. So they always have their guard up and they think it's like, from the outside in, it looks like they're all fluff, or like, oh, what would that do? Or they have all their hopes bet on like, all my wrinkles are going to go with one cream and one serum. And it's like, where has our common sense gone? Like, so for example, skincare, I feel it slots in with the, like, it's 80% nutrition and your internal system and how your skin is. Then I think it's like 10% spiritual and stress levels. And after that, I think the skincare comes in. I think skincare is great when it's like a protective barrier. They're even saying that we've gone too far with the SPF, even though we're getting so many peel treatments and glycolic acid and high retinol, high-grade ingredients, that you do need to be wearing this SPF to protect from hyperpigmentation, i.e. like brown spots and sunspots, if you use these high-grade products, and then you're not looking after your skin and putting that barrier on top. But they're even saying, in the latest research I was doing for this video, they were saying that even like we're over applying SPF. It's in our makeup, it's in our skincare, it's everywhere, that our natural skin isn't getting any sunshine, barely. Like that SPF is always your natural skin is meant to be out in the sun, say 5 minutes, and then if you're lighter skin tone, if you're darker, you obviously can stay a bit longer, but it's just us against the aging rays. I get that, but to have it like such a thick screen, it's like our skin isn't it's like over dependent on this SPF just for anti-age, whereas like fresh sun-kissed skin, like we need a little bit of vitamin D. It's all like this artificial approach. So that was interesting to see that some people's opinion is that we're using too much SPF, whereas on the other hand, my training was always like, if you're after exfoliating your skin and using all these products, you need the SPF. So it's very conflicting. Do you see how there's this ugly side of constantly new research, constantly new products, that it's very, very like confusing. So I think bring back the common sense. I really do think there's so much to do with nutrition with your skin. There's so much to do with like if you're angry or you're upset, or your skin is an organ, so it's attached to your bloodstream. So if your blood is toxic or has toxins in it, like that's going to seep out through your skin, no? Or like I understand there's like external damage you can do to your skin, like where treatments like IPL are really good to like take away little red thread veins from some women get them during childbirth, or they get them from like if you had a bad cold or a flu, your skin can be that delicate and it's like trauma or like irritation on the skin. Or like I can totally understand that you need expert treatments when it comes to like skin scarring, or if you have keloid scars or like pockets of like uneven texture or post breakout, or you definitely need help with hyperpigmentation. That's a hard one to manage on your own, and again a lot of those are external factors, as in you had breakout or you had acne and then you're left with a situation afterwards on your skin that it requires separate treatment. So I have a video all about it's called Quest for Radiance. So it's all about skincare and what facial to get. So this is more about beauty products in general, like body products and like hair care, all this. Like I do think a lot has to do with common sense, like bring back the common sense and the whole like demystify it a little bit. I think yes, cleanser makes sense that you need that. Our skin is an organ, but we are putting so many pollutants from the environment on our skin, and even in the house, even with makeup, all this. So like a cleanser makes sense. Exfoliation, they say, for anti-aging, but what used to happen in the wild, like, or back in the hunter-gatherer days, what did people do for exfoliation? Did they just have their natural methods, like swimming in the sea and the sand and the salt of the sea kind of helped cleanse? That was your salicylic acid right there. Salt water. It just makes you think, like, how did our skin, like I've seen some really healthy people and they always tend to have really healthy skin as well, because it ties in. It's like your skin is your skin is an organ, your skin is part of your overall body systems. Yes. And so cleanser to me personally makes sense. I think all this confusion about skin type as well. I think you're born with your skin type. You're either super dry or super oily, and you're on a scale, and you can be a combination and things in between, and a lot of things are conditional after that. So you don't always need 10-step skincare routine. I think that's really over the top. I think more knowledge is needed, as in, why am I using this product? Oh, use a serum or a treatment or a skin peel, a home skin peel or face mask as a specific for a purpose. I really do agree with those under eye patches with like hyaluronic acid, like attracts moisture and plumps your skin. Under eye patches that if you put too much makeup or you put powder on your under eye area, it's such a delicate, it doesn't produce its own oil glands, there's very few oil glands in that area. That's why it can look crepey and thin, and you want to say like, oh, wrinkles are lovely when you smile, it shows the person has lived a good life. But that's why you see people do face yoga, like exercises for their face, or they say if you're very well rested and you're not stressed out and you're just generally happy, that also that shows in your skin, which makes sense. You're generally a happier person. If you do your inner work, you're apparently meant to look 10 years younger as well. I do find that stress really shows on your mood, on your face. Makes sense, like you would scrunch your eyebrows, all those micro tiny little expressions you would make when you're stressed out, and that compounded over time, of course it's going to show up on your skin. Or if you're tired or sick, there's lack of oxygen to your skin, and like that your skin is attached to your bloodstream, so it's not going to show up as healthy and radiant and beautiful. So I think like what I'm saying, that I think a lot of these products are like marketing, and like, well, marketing is needed that you know about a product existing, but I think just people using a bit more common sense. What works for me? Keep asking yourself, what will work for me in this moment? And I think expand your skincare knowledge and dip in and out of products. Don't be so like going with the grain like a sheep, just, oh, whatever they said, that should be my 10 step. Oh, that person over there is doing 25 step skincare routine, I need to do that every night, and then I feel like a failure if I forget a step. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's over the top. It's like I think if you're doing it with the intent, like a facial treatment is to pamper, and there's all these steps in the facial, it's an experience. I think that's very, very different than rushing out, buying all these skincare products, which may be overpriced in some. If it's like, I'd always invest in a serum or a treatment or like a mask or something very concentrated. I think cleanser, yes, if you use that every day, I can see where you would want to put a lot of money into that. But on the other hand, it does get washed away, or you're using some of that. Maybe less money on like a pre-cleanse if you want to go down that route, if you wear a lot of makeup and you're taking the makeup off, or if you're using all these wipes. In the skincare community, it's always like, baby wipes. I've done it. It's not, they're meant to be high in alcohol and very stripping on the skin. Yes, they may take off the makeup, but you still have to go then and cleanse your skin or get the pH level back. So your pH is your chemical balance of your skin. Your skin is slightly acidic, so where soap strips it and makes it alkaline. So I think you need to use products like the more natural the better, because that's in line with the natural pH of your skin. They're not harsh on the chemical scale, unless you're going to get a beauty treatment, which is actually like a specific skincare peel, which of course would be very acidic, but you're trying to do something with it, you're trying to get a result. So it's very different than doing skincare at home. So yeah, like I was saying, it's your intention behind it. If you're doing a lovely facial 2600 step skincare treatment at home, go for it, because that's your self-care. It's time out. It's not so much about the products, it's about the taking the time out and the investing. And it's like doing dance, like you can invest in all these fancy dance shoes, and it makes your dance better if you're doing ballet and stuff. But at the end of the day, you can still dance if you don't have that stuff. So your skin will still function if you don't have any of this stuff. But it's all just about picking and choosing and adding in what makes sense. So I think a lot of the beauty is designed to confuse you, so that you do, like, beauty therapists do have a ton of knowledge that you just don't realize. So pick their brain. They do know, but I do feel like the media tries to like confuse it, so that you have to keep trying this and try it. It's like overcomplicating it, basically. So there's no need for that. So just simplify everything for yourself. I made this video now very much about skincare, but I'm talking about all kind of beauty, even body treatments, all that. I think it all comes down to healthy lifestyle, being able, like, water intake, or just don't get confused by all this fuss. Just remember, your body, your skin, it's to do with health, and mainly. So that's why I personally believe in vitamins and that kind of thing, but if you can get it from your diet, obviously that's the best port to call. But if you're working on your skin, I always promote that. sandwich approach. So are you working on your internal system and the holistic approach, which is also taking into account your stress levels and your spiritual side, so not just your diet and the physical environment, but also all those components. So like a lot of people flare up with their eczema or psoriasis when they have like a stressful event in their life, or it can be like stress compounded. They're fine now, but when they take a short break a few weeks after the stressful episode, then it all flares up and they're wondering, where did this come from? It's because you didn't, like, in my opinion, just holistically speaking, it's like you haven't, the problem is catching up with you. It's like, have you sat with it and dealt with it? It has to come out somehow, unfortunately. Well, that's just and tends to be the general consensus in the holistic community. So yeah, so no shock tactics intended with me saying the ugly truth, the beauty industry. I think they try to pile on too much, and I think it's always the intention behind treatment. So if you are going for a pedicure, is it a treat or like a necessity? And I think there's a lot of pressure to have this one standard of beauty. Yeah, that can be a tricky one as well, constantly like feeling like you are not a good person for not getting these treatments all the time. I found that in the beauty industry a lot as well. For example, like now I see it as a busy mother or stay-at-home mom. I don't really have the time for that, but I do still enjoy the treatments. So am I any less valuable as a customer to your salon? No, like I enjoy the treatments. If I'm coming, it's for a different intention, a different purpose, or I might be more interested in products I can use myself at home if I have the time. But it's like those priorities. You used to think, like, I know in the beauty world we used to be there was a lot of pressure as a therapist yourself to be completely top-notch all the time, where it's like, let's use these treatments, like getting your nails done, false eyelashes, eyebrows, all this as tools that you can dip into, and it doesn't make somebody less worthy if they don't have their eyebrows done or not done. And it's meant to be like tools that you can use to look polished, to feel good, to present yourself with pride, not added pressure. So I think some women do take it as another thing on the to-do list, but I think that's more their internal opinion, that it's not meant like that. It's always the intention behind the treatments, personally, is what I found. So if you're going and you know this treatment's going to make me relax and have a result, or I like getting my eyebrows done because then your makeup is easier, like they're meant as tools, modern day beauty tools. Like, we've been doing beauty for centuries. Even I wanted to do a video about ancient beauty rituals. If you're into that, let me know in the comments below. But let me know what you think about my thoughts here, my rambling thoughts on this side of the beauty industry, this pressure that they put on. Is it just my interpretation, or have you guys felt this pressure as well? I want to open up the dialogue below in the comments, and I'd really appreciate your feedback, because then I know what type of content to make more of, what you guys actually like or appreciate or find valuable. And until next time, here are my rambling thoughts. So just to summarize, that I have really now seen both sides of the beauty world, and I now use beauty products and treatments as a tool to dip in and out of. If you know about them and know the knowledge, if you have a concern, you can use it, or use beauty treatments with intention. Don't get swept up in all these beauty trends. It's like fashion is one thing, style is another. Classic style. Invest in style. So invest in staple skincare or beauty products that are going to help you, or treatments that you know get you results and ease. And always be aware that there's a lot of consumerism built into the industry, that beauty is like, you need to always the products run out, so you're going to have to buy more. So there's always more, and all these gadgets and tools. Like, only buy these gadgets if you know you're going to use them, you know you're somebody who likes this and it's fun to you. It's like almost a hobby to buy like a microdermabrasion or these like microcurrent facial toning machines. Like, there's so much. So just to be aware, that's what I mean by the ugly side, is that there is a lot of like sales involved. A lot of companies could have grown organically with good intent of, oh, I want to help people with eczema, psoriasis, with acne, and then their products. But to keep the product line and to keep the sales up, they need to constantly think of new products to add to the line. So they started with cream, and now they're on into shampoos and foot cream and everything else in between, because it's turned into a business then. So just to be aware of that in your mind, especially when you're out shopping, especially when you're going for treatments. Like, take everything with awareness and don't just be blindly agreeing when you're going for your products. Like, ask yourself, is this going to benefit me? How will it benefit me? Like, your time and your money is precious, so why would you want to be completely influenced and swayed by all this noise, all this excess consumerism pressure? It's kind of like minimalism a little bit, in the sense of a less decluttered home. A less busy home is a decluttered home is like more, is easier to manage, and you don't need as many shelves and then dust products and all this. So it's like, the more you have can be like a lot to keep on top of, unless it's your hobby, you do you. Unless you're so into it, it's your thing. Like, they can be fun, it can be great to switch things up. I think it's all about, like I said previously, intent and awareness, and just to be aware that there is that ugly side to the beauty industry. Ugly as in a little bit unethical, a little bit product pushing, a little bit trying to make trends, trying to create urgency so that you buy, trying to create problems almost so that you buy on a general scale. And that's what in the whole, in all industries. Yes, so I hope you found this little reminder to be a conscious consumer, to value your skin, to value your time, to value your beauty. Beauty is a currency. Beauty is such a good commodity. Every woman is beautiful. It's about how you groom and how you attend to yourself and how you hold yourself, is what I've found. I found women have been designed to be beautiful. And then beauty treatments and beauty products, they enhance us and they bring forward the features you want to show off and draw attention to. So with this podcast, just a little reminder to shop with awareness, intention, and to value your beauty. So until next time, appreciate you listening. If you made it this far, give me a thumbs up. Until next time.